So you ever have one of those days where things just hate you? So apparently I just did the whole TABATA workout and my internet stopped working. So you only got to see part 1 of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo, because I love you, I'm going to redo parts 2 and 3. So here we go. If you haven't done the lower body TABATA part 1, have a ball, it's cute and awesome. That one goes through all standing. So you do Bulgarian split squats, 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other, with a 10-second rest in between. And then you do curtsy lunges to a lateral raise, really focusing on drawing that belly button in the whole time, closing that rib space, and lifting, utilizing the abs. So that was circuit 1. So 30 seconds each, 10 seconds rest, go through it 4 times, check. Okay, so now we move on to this next one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a split stance front reach with the ball that will actually evolve into an RDL. We are doing an overhead or straight out retro lunge to a knee drive. And then we will do, that will be 4 of those. So right, left, 4 rounds of each. So that's the first circuit. The second circuit will be the lateral lunge rotations, the squat lifts, the overhead rotations kneeling, and the tall kneeling quarter rotations, and I'll explain all those. So here we go again, because I love you. Okay, let's go. Time to get up, time to get to work. We will stretch at the end, because if I have to do this twice, I better stretch. All right, so get my timer open again. Make sure I'm ready for you guys. I do not know why my internet is so terrible right now either. It is rough though. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and grab a ball. Stand in a split stance. Feet are like they're on a railroad. You're going to reach down towards your front toe and back up. Hinging at the hips. My abs are engaged, my ribs are closed. I'm down, I'm up. I'm down, I'm up. And up. Good. Switch legs. I'll just turn it. Here we go. Core is nice and tight, hinging at the hips. Knees are straight. We fold it down, we lift it up. We fold it down, up. Core engaged, up. Hinge at the hips, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Good. Now we're going to the split squat, 2 front punches to start. So you're going to step back. As you come up, you're going to drive your knee towards the ball, okay? So we step it back, we drive it in. Really engage your core, really squeeze it in. And up, down, up, down, up. Keeping 98% of my weight on that left leg. Other side. Here we go. Step it back. Core is tight. We drive it in. Reach it out. Drive it in. Out. In. Squeeze the core. Close the ribs. Keep it going. Here we are. Good. Back to the top. Back to our split stance reaches. Feet are parallel, hips are squared, core is engaged, ribs are engaged. We fold it down, squeeze, down, squeeze, down, squeeze, down, squeeze. Keep it going. Back is flat, core is tight. Reaching to the great toe, switching sides. Stagger the stance again, core is engaged, belly button to the spine. Keep the spine long as we hinge forward, up, forward, up. Keep it going. Reaching for that big toe, belly button is tight. Back to our running man or retro lunge with the punch front. We step it back, we drive it in. Back, core engaged, chest is up. Keep your eyes up. Reach it out, pull, out, pull, out, pull. Switching sides. Core is nice and tight. Here we go. We reach it back, pull it in, back, in, back, in, back, in. Ribs are closed. We're not arching our back. Standing up on that base leg. Take a breather. Back to the start. We're back to our split stance, but this time we're going to try to lift that back leg as we hinge. We're hinging down, squeeze it up. You can always go back to the modified version. Core is tight. Slight softness in the base leg. Other side. Core engaged. Hinging forward, lifting up. Here we go. Squeeze the abdomen. Belly button to the spine. And up. Down. And up. Down. And up. Down. Down. And up. Down. And up. Down. Woo! Take a breather. Back to the top. Running man. Not back to the top yet. Wishful thinking. Here we go. This time, punch overhead. Punch it up. Drive it in. Up. Drive it in. Up. Drive it in. Ribs are engaged. Switching sides, other side. It's just as hard the second time, just so you know. We reach it up, in, up, draw it in. Close those ribs. We're tight even as we extend that weight overhead. Good. Back to the RDLs. Last round. You can always go back to that split squat if you have to. Here we go. Hinge and up. Nice tight core. One flows right into the next. Driving my heel up as I bow my chest down. Other side. Here we go. Nice tight core. Here we go. We bow it down, up. This is my harder side. Push through it. Core is tight. Legs are engaged. Squeezing through the bottom to lift that leg. Good. Take a breather. Retro with overhead reaches. Retro lunges, overhead reaches. Here we go. We step it back. Drive and crunch. Drive and crunch. Drive and crunch. Take a breather. Other side. Whew. Looks like I still have internet, so that's good. We reach it back. Drive it up. Squeeze your abs. Belly button to the spine. Take a breather, minute break, and then we're on to our last circuit. Here we go, grab water. Whew. I'm telling you, technical difficulties are going to make me really, really in shape. All right, let's go ahead and grab the ball. We're going to do a lateral lunge with rotation. So this round, it's all about that rotation component, making sure that's coming from our shoulders rotating our chest bone to a new angle versus just our arms moving or our hips turning out to do it, okay? So here we go. Get your ball ready. Mine has fancy straps. It's actually my husband's, but I borrowed it. So here we go. You're gonna take it out to the side, rotate over, back in. We're gonna alternate sides, so make sure you're in the middle of your mat. Keep your spine nice and engaged. Use your obliques to rotate over, rotate back, and then zip your legs back together by squeezing the inner thighs together. Good. Take a breather. Squat lifts. So you're just gonna go squat to the side, lift up and over. Let's go just the left. To the right knee, up and over. Right knee, up and over. Right knee, over. Just like that, you're doing great. Other side. Make sure your knees don't buckle in when you do this one. Right over the second toe. Feet are parallel. Squeeze your stomach, reach down, reach up and rotate. As you stand, you squeeze your glutes and your bottom to really reach up to that diagonal. Take a breather. We're going to drop it down to one knee. Bring it up into the side. We're going to rotate, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center. Really use your obliques to pull yourself back to center. Switch sides, other leg out. My heel is in line with my knee that's down on the ground. My back toe is tucked under, so I'm in point. As I rotate, I want to turn my sternum, and then I want to pull back to center. My hip is squeezing the whole time. I'm really trying to keep my head and shoulders stacked over top of those hips. Keep the core nice and engaged. Rest. Okay. Next up. Go ahead. Stand on up. Nice squat position. You're going to touch the floor. Lift your arms. So you're in a sumo position. Touch the floor. Lift your arms. Core is engaged. Rest. Take a breather. We're back to that lateral lunge. We're going to step side, rotate, back in. Belly button is to the spine. Our ribs are closed. We're cinching the ribs towards center. We're not letting them splay open. We're zipping those legs nice and tight together, pressing off that outside leg. Good. Squat diagonals. Outside the right knee, up and to the left. We go down, we lift it up. Down. 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 Rest, other side. Here we go. You can do it. I can do it twice, you can do it once. Come on, let's go. Here we go, outside the leg and up. Down and up. Down, little rotation at the top. Core is engaged. Pressing the heels of the foot so we get all the way up. Rest, take a breather. We're going to the offset kneeling position. Heels in line with the leg that's down. Squeeze your core. Draw your belly button to the spine. Rotate. Make sure you're turning your chest, not just throwing the shoulders that way. Got to get that rotation through the thoracic. Pull it back, use the obliques. Switch, other side. Knees in line, pressing that hip forward, rotating side to side. Here we go. We go side, center, 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 side, center. Rest. Good. Squat position. Down to the floor, raising the arms up. Feet are turned out. Here we go. Up, touch it down. Up, touch it down. Up, touch it down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up. Core is tight. Up, down. Up, down. Rest. Almost there, guys. Lateral lunge with rotation. Here we go. Lateral lunge, rotate. Make sure you're drawing that belly button to the spine. Core is engaged. Our weight is nice and even in the feet for that lateral lunge. Zipping it together. Take a breather, squat lifts. Right knee up and to the left. Shoulder blades back and down. Core is engaged. Ribs are cinched in. We go down, lift it up, down, up, down, lift it up, down. Nice and tight. Core engaged. We're not throwing it with momentum. We're using it. Take a breather. Make sure that as the weight drops down, you have a little bit of that rotation. Ribs are cinched in, belly button to the spine, out to the knee, lift up and squeeze. Up and squeeze. Little tiny rotation at the top, but my hips stay front. My core is engaged, especially during transitions. Engage that core. Take a breather. Offset kneeling position. Heel in line with the knee. Core engaged. Ribs cinched in. Here we go. We rotate and back. Rotate. Squeeze it back. Use your core, not your momentum, not your arms. Be purposeful with the motion. Squeeze through one side, pull it back with the other. Squeeze and pull. Squeeze and pull. Other side. Here we go. Nice and tight, we squeeze, pull it back. 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 We're almost there. Take a break. Squat position is next. Are you ready? It's the last one and we get to stretch it out. Okay, take the ball to the floor. We lift it up, core is tight. Up, core is tight. Up, core tight. Up, core tight. Up, core tight. My knees are still. Up, up. Rest. Good job. Okay. First and foremost, let's take it to the floor. Let me give you a little bit more floor space to work with. Good job, guys. Go ahead and take that foot and cross it over top of the knee. This is your modified position. Otherwise, keeping that foot crossed, bring it up, send your chest forward, nice and tall and long. In this position, we're just gonna lift up and out. Core is still engaged. I know we're not exercising, but in order to stretch what we need to stretch right now, we gotta keep the core engaged, belly button to the spine, and we're lifting up and out of our hips, not settling in them. From here, drop your leg to the side, take that knee, and I want you to hug it into your chest. Try and keep your sit bones nice and pressed into the floor. Spine is nice and long, our head is nice and tall. So really pulling in with that bicep, pulling in with that arm, feeling a great stretch throughout the lateral part of the hip here. It's kind of more of your lateral hamstring into your glute. Good, let's go ahead and switch sides. Other leg up and over. Cross it up. You can always leave your leg down. Then walk my hands behind my hips a little bit more and press my chest up, nice and long spine. Hips are on the floor. From here, drop that leg down. Hug it towards the opposite shoulder. Getting a great stretch here again. Into the glute, into the lateral hamstring. And walk your foot back if you need more of an intense stretch. If not, that's okay. Spine is nice and long and lifted. My head is lifted high. I'm still actively engaged with that left arm, pulling that knee towards my shoulder. Great. Let's go ahead and take that foot, cross it on top of the other so that your shins are running parallel to each other. So my hip is really tight after doing those. So I have my shin on top of my shin. Okay. From here, two options. You can press that knee down, and then I have this hand right by my back hip so that I can keep my spine nice and lifted. I'm not settling into my tailbone. I'm sitting up out of it. Press it down. If your feet are down, if your knee is down and your feet are parallel or your shins are parallel, go ahead and lean your chest forward over top and breathe. So I want your chest to go forward with your spine still nice and straight. Core is engaged. I'm still cinching my ribs in, belly buttons to the spine. I'm just drawing my chest forward like someone had my necklace and was pulling me that way. Good. Let's go ahead and switch. Let's put the other leg on top. Shins are running parallel again. Two options still. Press it down or lean it forward. If you lean it forward, you can also press it down a little bit by using your arm, kind of put some weight in your arms as you lean forward, but try not to curve down like this. Keep your chest nice and open, shining forward, going nose towards the screen. Good. Keep your core engaged. Keep that rib space closed. Don't let your chest flare open and your belly stick out. Squeeze it in. Nice and tight. Good. Go ahead from here. Take one leg out to the side. Okay. This leg is on the inside of my thigh. I'm just going to walk my hands forward and I'm going to rest. Take a breather. Breathe. You can reach your arms out long. If you can keep them straight, just reach, 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 reach. Drop your head, let it hang. Slowly come on up. Take this arm to the inside of your ankle. Take this arm up and over, and I want it to slice up diagonally out of your side, almost like it was coming from your hip. One straight line. Actively reach that way, creating that opposition, creating that tension, so that you feel the stretch go from your hip all the way up through your fingertips. Go ahead and switch. Other side, same thing. We're sitting tall and tight. Let's walk it forward first. And lower down. Relax your head. Go ahead and come on up. Take that hand to the inside aspect of your ankle. You're going to take this arm, shoot it up and out diagonally from that hip, reaching nice and long. Breathing. Still engaged in the core. I'm still closing this rib space. Still belly button drawn to the spine. I'm not just resting on my hips or not letting my muscle just go lax. I want to engage and lift. I want that opposition. Good. Take a breather. Go ahead and take it to a pike. And I want you to cross one leg over top of the other. And I want you to reach with the opposite hand for that toe. I'm going to put my hand right behind my back and press that elbow straight and try to lift my shoulders up and out towards my toe, pulling it back towards me. I feel a great stretch right behind my knee. That's okay. The calf actually attaches above the knee joint and the hamstring attached below. So by keeping my legs straight and pulling my toe back, I'm getting a great stretch in both the hamstring and the gastroc. Go ahead and switch. Other side. Same thing. Still keeping my ribs engaged, still keeping my belly button to the spine. I'm reaching as far as I can. You can even pull with that arm, engage that arm, pull it back. Go ahead and relax. Feet down. Up and over, reach for your toes, nice and long spine, belly button drawn in. Keep your eyes looking up and out. Same thing, if you have a grip on your feet or your ankles, you can drive with your elbows, help pull back. All right, let's do one more stretch and we'll call it a day. Go into a half kneeling position. I'm going to actually tuck my toe under this time into a dorsiflexed position. Belly button is drawn in. Ribs are cinched, nice and closed. I'm going to rock my hips forward. Then I'm going to take this arm, I'm going to slice it up towards the sky and then over like a teapot. So I'm elongating this whole side of me. Keeping this tension though, because I don't want to curve forward. I'm going to keep my hips pressed. Work into that little slight range of extension. Reach up and over. You can take the other hand up if you have the balance and help pull and lift. Back to neutral. Let's switch sides. So here I am here. Back toe is tucked under. Belly button is drawn in. It's closing off that rib space, keeping it nice and tight here. My glute is nice and tight, so that I'm really pressing into the front of my hip. I shift my weight forward until I feel that pull in the psoas. I'm going to reach up and over with this arm, assist with the other arm to pull into that teapot. You guys keep stretching. So if I'm here, okay, I pull up and over. Core is engaged, keeping that rib space closed. Go ahead and relax. Wonderful job. Thank you for joining me for round 2. So sorry about round 1. Not sure what happened, but thank you guys. If you have any comments, any types of workouts you want to see, this was a request to do a Tabata for legs and arms. So request approved. So if you guys have anything that you want to know, I also posted a dynamic warm-up tailored to a living room. So if you don't have a warm-up routine or usually don't warm up, I highly recommend starting. So go ahead and check out my other video, dynamic warm-up for small spaces. And that would be a great way to prime yourself for activity so you have less issues with injury and greater range of motion. You can't just build muscle. You gotta stretch it out. You gotta treat it nice. I mean, just to learn about muscle fibers and everything, it's just astounding how great they are and how functional they are and how tricky they are, I guess, in a sense. Because women, if you're worried about building muscle and looking too bulky, it's not going to happen. I'm a certified strength and conditioning instructor through NSCA, and you literally don't have it in you to just become this bulky, huge muscle man of a woman. But there are ways you can train to get the best results for you, and I hope that you take the time to research it and kind of do that. So that's my soapbox. Tanner, come here. This is Tanner. Come here. Come here. He's like, no, Mom, I'm ignoring you. You don't have food. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you have a great day. School's almost over. Work day is almost over. It's almost the weekend. You guys did a great workout. I did it twice, so I'm so happy you guys joined me at least for one. And yeah, thanks for being here. As always, if you need to check with a medical consultant or a physician before you start physical activity, please do so. Keep yourself safe. You're more important. All right? So have a wonderful day, and I promise I'm leaving now. Bye, guys.